All right, let's get into the taller guard builds. This is more like a 2s guard or a pro-am shooting guard. We're going to look at 6'6s in this video, okay? A lot of people have been asking about the 6'6 height. First thing, I'm going gold limitless.
Double H got a good one too. All right, we'll react to Double H.
Gold limitless. You got to have defense if you're going to be playing the 2.
We'll react to a couple people.
Or, of course,
1 and 2. And then I'll post the videos on YouTube probably tomorrow and Friday.
Agility a little bit. And I love having block on my builds, and I feel like it is relatively cheap on guard, so I'm going 68 block. That's going to get us the high-flying denier once we put our vertical up.
He just went straight into it. No intro, no nothing. Just went straight to it.
I said this in 2K24. With block, even on the perimeter, if you have some block, it helps you get better jumps at the shooter, which helps you get better shot contests, okay? So that's another reason I always feel like having block is valuable.
Chat, let me know how the audio is if y'all can hear everything perfectly fine.
I will show you another version of this that gets a bit better playmaking, but I'm going like middle of the tier with like 85, 86 ball handle somewhere in there, and then the 75 speed with ball for the silver speed booster badge, lightning launch they call it. And then this version of it, I'm gonna go 89 on the driving dunk. Now, I know some people don't really like having driving dunks, so I'm going to show you a layup version of this and a better playmaking version. But with the 78 vertical and the 89 driving dunk right here, you're looking at contact dunks, gold limitless, you know, solid playmaking and ability to move. This is basically what people used in 2K24.
Chat, so I understand this building is a little different now, but I feel like y'all don't need... I just realized I'm blocking Joe. Damn, Joe, you should have told me I was blocking you, my guy. I'll move myself right above you. But chat, I don't feel like we need, like, depending on the size build you make, you don't need high, like, I'm talking about like 90, 95 plus ball handling unless you're like making a small guard. And even then, the small guard, you're bound to just get messed up for real. I ain't gonna cap. Like, y'all not gonna. It's not gonna be that good. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't plan on making a small guard build unless I plan on playing Pro-Am and learning how to play guard. I know I'm making a small forward, like all around type small forward build. I know I'm gonna make a not only an all-around type small forward build, I'm going to make around probably 2 small forward builds, maybe 1 point guard build. Total of like 3 builds, especially since once you get that first build to 99, then every rebirth after that you can get to 99. So, we'll see.
So we'll have to see how the gameplay plays out. Good defense with block. And then last but not least, obviously, we're going to need a bit more speed. You're not playing...
Where's my water bottle? It's outside.
So, boom. 86, obviously you could tweak this around, but I feel like this is a solid template for a 6'6 type of build. Obviously, I always say tweak it to your preferred playstyle. If you don't like to contact dunk, you don't need contact dunk, so then take that down and put it elsewhere. But let's look at a few other versions of this, okay? So as I said, this is silver posterizer with contact dunks, gold shooting badges.
Right.
I'd say average pass accuracy. I see some people posting like 60, 40 pass accuracy builds. This has 70. I think that, you know,
70 solid.
Point guard, so
to those people who's posting like low pass accuracy,
and then, you know, the physical is relatively
y'all don't have no, y'all don't want to pass.
High agility or anything.
Do not go into this game thinking it's 2K24. This game will not be 2K24. I don't care if y'all feel like it's 2K24.5. It's a new builder. It's a lot stricter from what I'm seeing, right? You have to basically sit and come up with a build. Now, granted, I know YouTubers are going to post the best builds or whatever, but these community day builds, from what I've seen on Twitter, everybody says they're terrible. Everybody says they're trash. I don't know, and I'm not entirely sure, but it's just like, how about, this is why I really want YouTubers to gatekeep, because it's just like, why am I going to YouTube to find the best builds, and then just for that person to complain about the build they put in because it's not to your playstyle? Sit in the builder, figure out your playstyle, figure out what you're good at, what you're best at, what you're willing to put in the work for the game modes that you play, and then go from there, because nobody's going to be good at every position. You got some people who play center who can't play guard. You got some people who play guard but can't play big. You got lockdowns who try to play guard but can't. They think they can play the position, but they don't put in the time or the effort because they're only used to one thing. So please, for the love of God, when I post this on YouTube, if you're watching this now on Twitch, when you make your builds, especially your first build, just so that you make sure you don't mess up. Because I think a lot of people feel like they mess up because they don't reach certain thresholds that other YouTubers do. Make the build to your playstyle. If silver badges work for you and you can win a ton and win 80% of your games with silver badges, who cares? Right? And then if you're grinding your builds out to 99, which you should be able to do in the first 2 months of the game, when you decide to rebirth your build to get another 99 overall build, because you might tweak a build better and you start off with silver badges, you're Gucci. Like, y'all don't be thinking. You can save so much money and not spend so much bread on 2K. 2K, I understand 2K likes to tax on a ton of things, but, like, y'all are missing out on the fact that they're now giving you options to not break the bank. This is my opinion.
Like that. So I'm just tweaking around, seeing what else I can get here. You know, I'm like, kind of getting up there in speed with ball. So that made me think, okay, how can I tweak this and make a better playmaking version? And if you don't like driving dunk, how can I make a better, but with the layup version? And then I also have a version with standing dunk and post control. Okay, so there's like 2 more versions you're gonna see here. The first one I'm looking at is like, okay, what if somebody wanted more playmaking? What can I get then? Okay, I keep the defense, I keep the shooting. Now I have gold lightning launch, gold unpluckable, I have gold playmaking badges, and I was like, okay, well, maybe, okay, this could be the higher playmaking version, and okay, I don't have the dunk, but now I have the 85 layup. Now I just found out Devin Booker floater is 87. Is that actually going to be good on this game? I don't know, so you might want to tweak it and get a couple more layup attributes in terms of looking to unlock animations, but at Community Day we didn't have access to the animations, okay? But this is a version with like better playmaking, no driving dunk, you have the layup, keep the defense.
Also, peep something. Shout out to Joe Knows. I fuck with Joe Knows. I fuck with his content. I fuck with the Pro-Am content and a lot of his builds, because a lot of his builds are pretty fire. 6 point guards, which I guess was the meta for 2K24. I've seen a lot of tweets about 5'9" being okay or whatever the case is. Do not go into 2K25 thinking a 6 point guard is going to be meta. And if you play based off of whatever the meta is instead of playing to your strengths, because ideally if you play to your strengths, there is no meta in NBA 2K. You can beat whatever build if you play to your strengths, especially if you're playing 2s, 3s, and 5s. Play to your strengths, communicate with your teammate. If you're playing 1s and you make a 1 specific build, you can make a 1s build and beat any build on the 1s. I don't care. You can even beat 6'8" drop steppers this year. Now, 2K25, I don't know, because every year the game starts off, post scores are OP, then they want post scores patched. It's always something that as soon as the game comes out, y'all want patched instead of giving yourself time to adjust to the game. So how about this time around, we adjust to the game? How about we take the first 2 months and adjust, and then we find out what's really broken, what's not really broken, and then we ask the devs to patch the broken stuff. Like, don't patch anything. Mike, Ronnie, Zach, Stacks, I don't care. Don't let them patch anything unless it's broken. And when I say broken, meaning unplayable. Meaning if you load up the game, it is unplayable because you know it's gonna happen. If it's playable, meaning if I can beat it, I'm out here spitting. If I can beat it, bro, forget all that complaining. That just means they trash and don't want to adjust. And believe it or not, a lot of the people who don't want to adjust are people who've been playing this game since 2K15 to now. They want that nostalgia back. And shout out to y'all for bringing Rivet and I guess Sunset and Old Town back. Shout out for y'all bringing those parks back for the nostalgia factor. But my problem is a lot of creators today live so far in the nostalgia of what the game used to be. They want the new games to be that, and they want the games to be, I guess, perfect. But back in the day when those games was getting dropped, people was calling it trash. People was calling 2K17 trash when 2K17 was out. People was calling 2K16 trash when 2K16 was out. Do not be fooled by this. 2K25 is going to come out. They're going to call it trash. I'm going to be honest with it because my goal this year is to get to Community Day, but they are going to call it trash. They are going to sit there and say 2K25 is trash. And ideally, they just don't want to adjust to the new game, and they want to be able to be like, oh, this is 2K24.5, because now we done forced the devs to make the game just like last year's. How about this year, everybody shuts up, makes their content, stream, and adjust. I've been saying this for years. Just adjust to the new game. It's not that hard. Y'all just don't want to put in the work and the time and effort to be good. And shout out to the ones who's putting in the work to be good at NBA 2K.
All right, now another version, if you really want to start to get freaky with it, you can sacrifice your layup, and I know, in 2K24, standing
Make me
dunks are,
sick, some of
really
these
good.
creators.
We'll see how they are in this game, but we're going to make a version where we have high standing dunk and high post control. Okay?
High standing
So
dunk
for
and
that,
high
though,
post
we're gonna
control.
go back
Talk to
the
me.
More average playmaking attributes. We're going to get, I think, bronze rise up at 72 standing dunk. Yep. And then I'm like, okay, I'm a 97. What else can I get?
At a 6'6" point guard. Shout out to the two in the stream. If you're new, go ahead hit that follow button.
Start to crank up that
We reacted to a couple things before we play the
cut
game.
right here, but I think I could get this to a 90 or you see I'm only a 98 overall, but this is a version if you want to start to get kind of unique with it. It's like, okay, now you got more standing dunk, you don't have the driving dunk, you have a little bit of layup to 70, but now you got post control, standing, and all that. But my favorite version of this build is this one right here. I think this is a solid version that you could play 2 guard in Pro-Am. You could play 2s with this. You could play as the 1 or the 2 in 3v3. I feel like this is a nice, balanced 6'6" build. Silver poster, contact dunks, gold shooting badges, decent playmaking. Like I said, you could tweak this and get the gold playmaking if you want, but...
Alright, last time I'm going to pause for Joe Knows video. 2K25, not only will I become a stage demon, my goal is to not only up the quality of my content, but help other people up the quality of their content and just kind of grind. I will be doing a 60 to 99 overall no money spent series this year. I feel like it's about time I've did one. I should have did one 2 years ago, but I don't play the game long enough to do so because I have all these other games. But I feel like it'd be great content for the channel, for everybody. So one of my builds, not my first build. My first build I'll spend bread on. I most likely be my rebirth build. I will take from 60 to 99 overall, no money spent. I will be grinding it, streaming it on Twitch, because the goal is I want to become affiliated / partnered on Twitch this year. Whereas hitting full monetization on YouTube. And right now I'm losing a ton of watch time hours because Lord knows why. I guess videos I posted over a year ago no longer count towards my watch time hours. So I'm slowly losing everything. So I have to keep uploading as much as I can. But yeah, we will be doing 60 to 99 overall. 60 to 99 overall, no money spent. We will also be doing a lot of stage content. And I will also be doing a lot of rec and try to get into Pro-Am content. That is my goal. My goal by the end of this is to become a solid Pro-Am player. And I say solid.
Well, again, it's tough to make builds when you don't really have a full understanding of the gameplay because we haven't played against users online yet. And then I really love the fact that you have good perimeter, good steal, and that block. That block just puts it over the top for me. Good speed to get out on the break and also just move around the court. The agility, we'll see. I mean, it's a new thing having a separate category for your lateral quickness. So is 76 viable? I don't know. Maybe we need to get an 80. 85 is now you're getting very expensive.
All depends.
For a build that's
it all depends at the end of the day.
Defensive lockdown build. But I think a lot of hype yesterday was about the small builds, and the 5.9s already got patched, but even people talking about the 6.2, the 6.3, the people that are looking for bigger builds, these 6.6s, and then I know people are uploading 6.8s, and trust me, I got some stuff in the works. I'm waiting for to get back in that builder, because I do have some ideas, but before I release that,
I'm a
patented
6'8"
LeBron
demon.
build, I want to make sure I really
I know I said this last time. My build will be 6'8". I will be recreating a point forward. I don't give a damn if I have low shooting stats, my playmaking stats. I make one every year, and I think my first builds right out the gate is going to be a point forward. And before we get into the Call of Duty, I'm going to show you guys the 2 builds that I'm going to try and recreate, like get similar to on 2K25. I have 2 builds. 2 main builds. It's 2 main builds that I'm going to try and recreate on 2K25 because those builds are the best builds of my playstyle. Simple as that.
decide what I want to do. But the 6'6s, the 6'8s, I'm even tempted to really dive into those 6'9s. The bigger builds I still think have value. Obviously, height is always a factor, but also just people are getting really tempted, I think.
Bigger builds have
by things that we don't know if they're actually effective yet. Right? We gotta
in my
get on
opinion,
the game and actually
the taller builds have a lot more.
The gameplay of these builds, but I feel
they have
like
a lot
this
more
version of the
room to be
build with
balanced.
the contact dunks is a cool version, and then if you wanted to sacrifice that driving dunk, as I said, and go with this version where you're going more layup and getting the gold playmaking badges. I feel
This
like
is my opinion, though. I feel like when you make a 6'6" to 6'10" build, you have a lot more room to be balanced.
With the layups at the end of 2K24,
You're not reaching the
so I feel
same
like this is
thresholds
good
as like a
template
small
for you
guard, but
if you like the layup builds, and then if you're more like me and you want to get on that rim, you want to be meter dunking and all that, I think this is a good one as well. It also leaves you some room for your cat breakers, right? You could pump this up.
which
to a
we still don't have any
93
info on
pump
cat
this
breakers like
vertical
that,
to
huh?
80, and now you're looking at gold poster on this build. All right, you leave yourself room here if you wanted to buff up your playmaking a little bit with your cat breakers. You wouldn't be able to get to the point of having gold unpluckable or anything. But remember when I tweaked this and I slapped on one more ball handle? That's what I was thinking with the cat breakers. Now, if you add +5 to this, you'll have 92 ball handle. Now you're looking at gold unpluckable, gold handles for days. So you leave yourself room to improve the build with the cat breakers as well.
Again, we still don't have a lot of info
times,
on these
I
cat
wouldn't make your
breakers.
first build based around cat breakers because we don't know when we're going to be getting them. They could be one of the highest rep rewards and you're not going to see that thing for months. So I would make your first build to get the attributes and the badges that you want to have on day one. But for 6'6s, the bigger guard builds, I still think they're going to be viable, and I still think.
Oh, I just got a new follower on Twitch. Shout out Culture Samurai. I didn't even realize.
Attributes the smaller builds get, but I think eventually they're going to find their way back to these bigger builds.
I'm not
But if you
getting.
wanna check out my complete
I'm not getting
My
any
Player builder
notifications.
breakdown,
You
click
feel
that
me?
video right there has everything you need to know about crafting the perfect day one build on NBA 2K25.
I don't know why I'm not getting any notifications. I gotta fix that.